Well, first of all, thanks for being here. Excited about our week. It's a big week for us. Got to go on the road again on Thursday, play a team that's really hot right now, coming off a great win over LSU, who's been playing extremely well. And so that presents challenges in and of itself. Obviously, when we played here, that we had a great ball game with them, and I know they'll be ready for us when we go down there. Proud of these kids, proud of our freshman class, and really just proud of my entire team to be where we are today at 22-4 and 10-2 in the league. I just couldn't be more proud of them, and the season can be a long, hard grind in the SEC, and these kids have really competed and played their hearts out. And our message to them is, hey, if we do things the right way, like we've been doing around here the last few years, we've still got a month and a half left of the season, and it's a real important time. But for us, one game at a time, and we've got to really get locked in on third for a great ball game Thursday on the road in the Southeastern Conference. And again, really proud of this group right here.
Take questions for the players. Start with Robbie.
Rakia, y'all jumped out to that 6-0 lead in a minute and a half, and I think y'all scored 3 points the rest of the quarter. What happened in that first quarter and third quarter too? Y'all scored 9 points. What was kind of the problem you felt like was keeping y'all from scoring points?
We just didn't have no energy, like coming out scoring the straight six. We was a little amped up. We punched them first, but we got punched back and we couldn't get back up. So I just feel like we got to be better prepared within ourselves, because our coaches always prepare us like 100%, but it's within ourselves to actually go out there and perform.
Jemiah, obviously Auburn brings out that press. Y'all have seen it and saw what it was like here. How does that kind of help you prepare for it, and what do you guys maybe have to do differently to deal with it maybe a little bit better going to Auburn this week?
We just have to attack pressure with pressure. Don't get on our heels. Be smart. Know when to pass it and just know when to dribble and break it.
Jayla, you're seeing a lot of increased minutes the last few games. What have you learned about yourself getting a chance to get in there and mix it up in the SEC, especially late in ball games, playing a lot of minutes late?
One thing that I've kind of learned is that I know when we need to get stops and we need to go to the boards, get rebounds, and when to attack, when to draw back out, and just kind of be solid. And if it's broke, go in and fix it. And if it's not broke, then just keep it not broke.
Jemiah, what's your message to someone like Jayla, who some of those games didn't get as much playing time as she's gotten recently, but now she's been a factor in some games, and you have as well. So what's your message to someone like that who's kind of thrown into that environment, if you will?
Just keep working hard at practice, and when your number calls, just go produce.
Rakia, we've talked about your rebounding numbers going up the last few weeks. When you look at it now relative to where you were at the beginning of the season, what's that like to sort of see that transition, that progression from game one to now, where you're hauling in 7, 8 to 10 a game?
It's definitely good to see my rebounding improving. I know that I can get more. Even last game I only had 7 or something. I could have got 11 if I actually would have pursued the ball. But it's definitely good to see that I'm actually rebounding more, because that's what Coach Schaefer wants of me.
Aaliyah, now that you're kind of got your feet wet in the SEC, has anything surprised you? I know Coach talked early in the year about you learning to play on the defensive end of the. What have you kind of learned throughout this process playing in this league?
You have to bring it every night. You can't slack off, and you got to be able to bounce back. You got to punch first. If you don't punch first, then it's going to be a tough comeback. And we fought our way back into some tough games. Every night is a different ball game. Every night is tough. So I just learned to just be tough in and out every night, every game.
Rakia, I think you might have started 1 for 10 or something, but the fourth quarter you came out really aggressive and was starting to find your shot. How do you work through those tough starts whenever your shot's not falling, whether it be a layup or mid range or whatever?
Just listening to my coach and trusting my teammates. I see that they still get me the ball, so clearly they still have faith that I can make those shots. So I'm just not going to turn it down. I'm still going to try to make it. Then normally when I see like 2 fall in a row, then I'm like, okay, I'm okay now. But like in the first half, I was kind of rushing it, and it just wasn't going in. So.
Any other questions for our players? We'll dismiss them.
Good job, y'all.
Vic, you just had all of your freshmen up there. Why did you choose to bring that group up here and have them represent today?
Well, I have a lot of confidence in them. Number one, they've been all of them have been in some really big moments for us and played and helped us win some big games. And confidence is such a big part of this game. It's a big part of athletics, and I just have so much confidence in these kids. And I'm excited about this team and what they've accomplished. Again, to be as young as we are, as inexperienced as we are. I mean, I think somebody said our average age is like 19.1, and we've never talked about it, and that's not an excuse. But just to see where they are today, I mean, good gosh, we didn't play well Sunday. It happens. We still didn't just let 20 turn into a 30-point butt kicking. We fought back. Jayla has a wide open layup with 5 minutes to go to cut it to 8. And so we with this team, it's our youth is just in our inexperience. Even our older kids are inexperienced, and so I'm just really proud of them. You have to sometimes sit back. I mean, that was a gauntlet we went through the last week and a half. Home against Georgia, who's playing extremely well on a Monday, no day off, go Thursday to Tennessee, play on the road against the top 25, play that well there, come home, no day off, got to play against the top 15 Texas A&M. That was a big gauntlet for us, and I think with young people, y'all know how it is. If you sit around and drink the Kool-Aid now, and I'm talking about my whole team, that's a problem. And whether that's what happened last week, so we didn't play Thursday. I probably would have just rather played Thursday, taken Monday off and played Thursday. But you sit around all week. I gave them 2 days off. But we just didn't seem to have that edge that we've had. We've talked about not being able to kill your will, and our will wasn't very good. And again, you have to give Kentucky a lot of credit. It seems like every time we go in there, they are up for us. And we've had some really, good knockdown dragouts with them. And so, but again, just the confidence I have with them, how young we are, knowing that we're going to add 3 more young ones next year, 2 freshmen that are extremely talented, and Sydney, who's sitting out, who we can't guard on most days in practice. So just really excited about our team and our program. And these kids have done a great job, and I want them to know we've got tremendous confidence in them, and I think I've showed that to them when they've been in ball games lately.
Vic, obviously, all these freshmen have played a lot of minutes, but Rakia especially. Does it get to a point where, Rakia's not a freshman anymore almost with what she's doing in the offense? I know that's a little cliche, but does it get to that point? Are you sort of nearing that point at this point in the season?
Yeah, we've talked about that. We've played 26 games now, so freshmen, you're not freshmen anymore. You've been in the fire. You've been in those big moments, big games, and so, while you don't have a full year under your belt, you've got quite a bit of experience. So, and that's what was, Sunday. If y'all watched it all, man, I kept, as I have all year, you keep trying to find different combinations, but every kid I played just didn't seem to have that juice. I don't have any idea what it is, y'all. Somebody texted me after the game, you realize you lost this time last year, the same day. And I'm like, well, no, I have no idea that I lost a game last year on this. I guess it had to have been Missouri. And so, I don't keep up with that stuff. I just know on Sunday we just didn't have it. And sometimes that happens. And again, the gauntlet that we had just come through. And so you're hoping, what I'm hoping now is that, we had a good day off yesterday, and we rejuice, recharge, refocus. Sometimes getting your tail handed to you gets your attention, and so you're hopeful that's what happens here. But we're having to go to a place where they play a unique style. They're going to challenge you every possession. They're going to make you think, and we got to go in there and execute. We had 9 turnovers in the third quarter, y'all. And you can't turn the ball over on the road 9 times against a top 15 team. You can't do it. And we did that, and that's what got us in such a deep hole at Kentucky. So we got to take care of the ball better.
Tyler.
You mentioned not having that edge pretty much all day. What's that like for you as a coach when the last few years it seems like you guys have always had it, and when you do lose games, it's not because of that. It's because, and I'm not saying Kentucky didn't outplay you guys, but it seemed to me like you guys, like you said, just didn't have that edge. What's that like for you trying to coach around that?
I mean, it's really frustrating. I mean, you're over there trying to find something, find a combination, and I tried to give them some energy with myself on the sideline, but they just, it's really frustrating, Tyler, to be honest with you, and it doesn't happen very often, and so you lean on your experience of 35 years in coaching, and you try everything, which I did. I mean, I went to Joe as a third option at point guard because, we know our team, we know what our shortcomings are and our limitations are, but with certain players, that most games, every game, all game, they're going to give you everything they got, and they're going to give you their energy, and it just didn't seem like I had one player that just had any type of juice. Jessica had a good first half offensively, then we don't get her the ball the second half. But we threw it away 9 times in the third quarter. I mean, we throw it to the wrong team. And they're turning around and going down there and laying it in or scoring in transition. And then here's how you know it's not your night, y'all. The most basic thing, let's get on Ryan's right hand. I mean, that ain't rocket science now. That ain't an 18-page scouting report. That's just one thing, and we couldn't do it. It didn't matter who I put on her. We just couldn't get on her right hand, and that's probably more frustrating than the rest of it. It's not that hard, but it was for us, and it was really a challenge. And so you move on, and it's kind of like what a good friend of mine said. He said, when I have a bad day in business or the stock market goes nuts, he said, I usually try to flush it. And I'm not quite that easy with it. I like to at least show them some things and try to learn from it. Because what Aaliyah wouldn't tell you is that she watched film, with Coach, and Coach showed her, and she was like, ooh, we do look bad. The film don't lie. That's the beautiful thing about film. The film doesn't lie. And, we'll show them today a little bit, but I'm more concerned about, okay, it's over. We've seen it. Let's move on. We got to get ready to deal with Auburn. And so that's our message today.
Coach, you pretty much just answered my question, but you're talking about how each game in this league is a learning experience. Of course, a lot of these girls are experiencing it for the first time. To hear Aaliyah say that we didn't punch, if you don't get punched, it's going to be a tough comeback. That maybe goes to a sign that she may be learning a little bit about herself.
I think so. I think our kids are learning about themselves. I think the hard thing for young people is to transfer that into practice and games and change. You just get comfortable. It's kind of like guys will play one-on-one 100 times, and you can beat me 100 times, I'm going to run it back. It's hard to go to the gym and work on the things that you're uncomfortable with. It's easy to go to the gym, pick up a ball, and shoot. You're comfortable with that. Great. I had a great workout today. I went and shot 500 shots. Okay. You're struggling guarding the ball. How about getting a men's practice player, making a date with him in the gym, and working on your one-on-one defense? That's not comfortable. And so I think all of them have learned things about themselves. My job now is to get them to transfer that into practice and games. Look, I hold myself completely, fully, 100% responsible for Sunday. We didn't play well, and that falls on me. And, you know, I've got to do a better job in the week. If you're having bad practices, you're either coaching it or allowing it. And so I've got to do a better job in the week, and then we've got to do a better job on game day. We had a great shoot-around, but we did not have 4 great practices last week. Well, you can't wake up on Sunday morning and think you're going to turn it on, especially when you're young and you're still developing your habits.
What did you learn from that first Auburn game?
Better take care of the ball. We did not take care of the ball at all. We did not defend an out-of-bounds play very well at all. And, you know, Unique Thompson's really good. I mean, she's having a heck of a year. I'm going to tell you something about that kid that I really noticed. Not only is she a great player, she's a great teammate. I have a lot of respect for her and how she handles herself and carries herself. And then, you know, the Alexander kid, Deja, had a big game against us, and we've got to do a better job on her. And they've got some other kids now that are stepping up and playing well. But you've got to take care of the ball against them. And if you get on your heels against that press, man, it's like blood in the water with piranhas. It's just they're going to come get you and lay it in. So we got to take care of the ball.